What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kofi Kingston, aka 1/3 of the New Day. You're not gonna say it with me, sir? Yeah, come on, you better participate. Let's try it again. 1/3 of the New Day, and you are watching The Young and the Wrestlers. Ha 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 ha.
Welcome to The Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betson, alongside...
I'm as furious as that Tyson guy. I'm Jem.
This is our SmackDown in review. This happens every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to facebook.com/group/thepopculturists. Discord, Twitter, links are all in the down below area. If you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to patreon.com/thepopculturist. Head over there. Support us at any dollar value. Get yourself a nice little sneaky link where you can watch us record this show, as well as our Raw in review, as well as our pay-per-view in reviews, as well as our PlayStation show for the players. The Pop Culture PlayStation Podcast, all for $1 do if you were so inclined. If you want to support us in a more one-side fashion, head over to popcultures.com/shop. We can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. The store is pretty much on sale from now until the end of the year. It seems to be going really hard at the moment, which is cool.
Woo.
But, we sold a shirt today. Someone bought the wrestling shirt. I don't know who it was, but nice work, whoever you are. Yes, and we are also on Twitch, the twitch.tv/thepopculturists. Jem.
Yes.
You're looking fucking fantastic in that video, by the way.
This video?
Yeah, this video right here. You've made some minor changes and you're looking on point.
Very small. I pinched a box light off a friend of mine, and I'm doing this super underground nobody tell anybody super photo video trick, and I'm literally just bouncing the light off the wall, and because my walls are nice and stark white, it gives me a beautiful bright face look, and I've got good makeup on today. I did my makeup real good today.
Me too.
You look amazing. I can't see you, but you look amazing.
Yeah, for some reason Discord doesn't let me show the cam link on here on the capture here, as well as the Discord. I don't know. Technical issues, it's not part of it. But before we dive into our WWE in review today, I feel we should touch upon what happened this weekend. It was AEW's Full Gear. Now, we won't go in complete depth, because if you want to hear full AEW discussions, go check out Dash Culture Wrestling.
DC Dub.
Over at dashgamer.com. Go check them out. Hopefully they're doing something in the next couple of days. But yeah, we'll run some quick thoughts. Jem, what did you think of Full Gear?
Ouch.
Oh, yeah, it was fucked, eh?
The best way to describe it is ouch. I had anxiety the entire show. I felt sick the entire show. I hurt the entire show, but in the best way. It was phenomenal. So good.
Yeah, so for me, I felt I wouldn't say the pacing was off. I'll just say they really front and back ended that bad boy like something fierce. Like that opening match, Bucks versus Private Party. Was Private Party? No, it wasn't. It was Proud and Powerful. That was Santana and Ortiz. That match was fucking awesome.
Oh, it was so good. Ortiz with that Ric Flair fall, he got super kicked in the face, and then just that Ric Flair fishy thingy. Great.
The one thing and I think it's my favorite moment of the entire night, was where Ortiz had one of the Bucks, and the other guy's standing in the corner, and he's dragging. He goes to do sort of a running around arm grab, and then as he runs around, he's like "fuck you," and then just pushes the other Buck in the face. I don't know why I giggled so hard, and that is by far my moment of the whole card. Cool shit happened elsewhere, but that was the moment for me. I was like, I don't know, these guys could do anything, and I'm totally in. The name Proud and Powerful is a little bit stupid, but I'm sold on them. I'm 100% sold on them.
Fun. They were so fun.
We also had Riho versus Emmy. That's later on in the night. So you were a fan of that? You enjoyed that one?
Yeah, it was. I think because I've dived into the history of Emmy and Riho. So student and teacher. Like Riho's been being taught by Emmy since she was like 12 years old, which is like a decade, and really emotional. Like Emmy's bawling her eyes out, Riho's teary, I'm bawling my eyes out. It was super emotional in that respect, but it was such a beautiful, respectful match, and they both did amazing.
And it was for a belt too, which would have been even cooler.
And it was for the belt, yeah, which was even cooler again. And then there was a cute little photo posted on social media with Riho and Emmy pulling faces back, like out the back, and that was super cute as well to see them afterwards just mucking around. So
yes, we also got Hangman Page versus Pac. Yeah, that was alright. It was fine.
Yeah, pretty good match.
The only downside about that one is it followed the Bucks match, and that was the only thing that made me go, ooh. I'm genuinely exhausted after popping really hard about some old man doing a sunset flip. But if it wasn't for that, I'm sure I would have really enjoyed Pac versus Page.
Interesting that Page was the only person of the Elite that won for the night.
He did, yeah, it's true. Very good point.
Very interesting.
Spoilers for the rest of the card. Yeah, there was also the tag team triple threat, Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Junior and Ray Phoenix versus Private Party and versus SCU for the belt. Private Party ate the pin here.
They did.
But yeah. That's right.
Cisco looking motherfucker.
Yeah, man, Pentagon looks so good. Every time I see it, I get so
amazing. Good. But then you get that there was like a second Pentagon
at
the end of the match.
Chris Daniels doing the twist.
Yep, Chris Daniels doing that.
Then we get the main event of the night, which was Cody Rhodes versus Chris Jericho for the AEW Championship, under the stipulation that if Cody were to lose, he would never compete for the belt again at AEW.
So I called at the start of the match. I go, what's the bet that Cody's going to get screwed over by MJF here? Because obviously Cody had MJF in his corner, and
Jericho had Hager.
Jake Hager, who I kept calling Jack Swagger because it's Jack Swagger.
I could call him Jack Hager. I get it kind of mixed in the middle.
Yeah. It's easy too. But interesting match. Like ridiculous. Some of the shit that went down in this match, like I still feel sick about it.
Yeah, so what was the thing that was really gnarly was at the start of it, Cody goes for like a suicide dive, over onto Jericho. So they had like a ramp that went all the way up to the ring. So rather than going down and then they have to step up steps, it was a big flat thing. So as he's gone for the dive, he just racks his face into the steel and genuinely just rips his face out. Yes, it wasn't bladed, like as you can tell, because that like cut is just gnarly.
No, it's jagged as shit.
Yeah, and the way it swells like throughout the match is really cool. But obviously, I guess semi-intentional because the way it then told the rest of the story within the match, it's just really gnarly for him to go that hard for storytelling. Like, I mean that in the best way.
Yeah.
I mean that as in like, that's
proves
awesome.
They literally put their bodies on the line for this. Yeah. Like, they literally bleed for this. Full on.
And then next up, which was the lights out match, the unsanctioned match between... Jericho retains after MJF does the heel turn.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. So what I said was, I was like, at some stage, like, MJF's going to get involved and is going to cost Cody the win. Which essentially he did. There was a point where Cody was in the line.
Really gnarly walls, yeah.
Yeah, like the walls of Jericho, real gnarly. MJF throws in the towel for him. Cody's pissed. Cody's sort of like at the end of it, he's like, it's okay, man, I get it. Well, MJF's like crying in the middle of the ring like, I'm sorry. And then MJF gets up and just, kicks Cody in the junk and then walks off. Which, called it. Told ya.
I was hoping that the term would come later. Like, I was really hoping it would be like a year in. There's like just little hints, and then it blows into this big, huge thing. Now, saying this is the last pay-per-view for the year, and I guess it's been like... since Double or Nothing. Like, this has been working for almost a year, probably like 9 months-ish, I guess. So, I can't be too mad. It's like it's a good long burn.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. But, like, I was really hoping they would just stretch it and then till it, like, finally fucking tears. And then that would be awesome. Saying that, though, as he's walking out of the ring, a nice cup of water fucking pelts him.
Yeah.
It turns out it was a plant. Sadly. But like saying that though, they nailed it. It's like the second he threw it, a hit, security just mugged that dude. Like, so to their credit, they went full.
Yeah, they did it properly.
But yeah, the lights out match: John Moxley, Kenny Omega. Yeah, unsanctioned, brutal, gnarly.
Yeah.
Barbed wire up the wazoo everywhere.
Yeah. Mouse traps, broken glass, chains. The ring got ripped up, and you got to see the whole ring explode.
Like all the wood. There's a trampoline covered in fucking barbed wire.
Yeah.
They go through set pieces. There was broken glass or sugar glass.
Mox had Young Bucks stuck to his head at one point. That was funny.
Yeah, there was an ice pick at one point, which was gnarly.
There was too.
There was a big chain. Yeah, Dash goes Trimbombling. Yeah, you have to pronounce it incorrectly.
Good old Trimappoline.
Yeah, so the overall pay-per-view was fucking banger, man.
Yeah, ridiculous. I honestly think, though, the best part of the whole thing was right before the pay-per-view. Josh, Craig, and I got Ryan a birthday present. We went to Cameo and we got Big E to give him a big old birthday shout out. That was a highlight of my day.
Yeah,
because
so
seeing your face light up was just so worth it.
Yeah, it was super weird. So you guys were like, "Hey, can you sit down?" I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" Am I like drunk right now?
Intervention.
It's an intervention. Like, look, you're fat as fuck. You need to do something about this. No, and you're like, "Hey, we're trying to pull this thing up on YouTube." I'm like, what the fuck are you pulling up on YouTube? And then I remember, I'm like, why would they show me a video? What kind of video would they do? And in my head, I'm like, wouldn't be a cameo. This thing's fucking expensive. Why would they do that? Yeah, and then sure enough, it's Big E giving me a birthday shout out, which was awesome. And the fascinating thing for me is the things that he pulls out. Because you know what they do is they essentially, you pre-fill a form and then they talk about whatever's on the form. And I loved it because you guys put the best shit in there. Obviously talked about this show, which was great. We got complimented on the name.
Big E loves it, yeah.
Big E loves the name. Thank you, Big E. I guarantee you're not watching, but thank you.
Thank you.
Talked about the Kofi interview. He talked about, me going under the name of Big Daddy Betson. That's my name of my fantasy football team. That's the name of most characters that I create in games, just because it's funny. Because I'm big, I'm a dad, and I'm sent as Betson. So he seemed to have a lot of fun with Big Daddy Betson. But no, it was an incredible gift. Thank you very much, Jem and Craig and Josh. Yeah, I loved it. I watched it again after you guys all left, and it was very cool.
So good.
Yeah.
I watched it a few times too, not gonna lie, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's very cool. Oh yeah, so the thing is now we've got to get Xavier. That's the next one.
Yeah, exactly it. We've got 2 out of 3 now.
So yeah, saying that we we did go through Cameo and have a look at what was available. There's a lot of people in there. I'm like, I just may just be my birthday again. Fuck it, because like. I need some cool shout-outs from like Kevin Conroy, and you can get
David Hayter, the voice of Solid
Yeah,
Snake.
you can get Bam Margera for like $8.50. $8.
Brendan Novak's on there as well.
Yeah, like obviously much more because their stock's higher right now. Bam Margera's like $10 at best.
I think Novak was like 25 and Bam was like 40.
Steve-O's like 800.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner was on there for $2,300 USD.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, a lot of wrestlers on there, which is very cool.
Yeah.
But, Jem, we're not here to talk about Cameo, even though there are WWE superstars on there. We are here to talk about SmackDown. Let's get into this button. Let me just pull up the notes here. Oh, my kid's breaking in.
Uh-oh.
Hey, child. What's you doing? You breaking in? Well, we're not allowed to look. You're not allowed to look at that. We'll look at that later. Is it a duck? Sorry, he spotted the ducks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. But anyway, this episode of SmackDown took place in Manchester, England, the UK, which I didn't know they were going to be in Manchester this week, so that kind of caught me off guard, which was fun.
Yeah.
But it did kick off with a video of NXT invading SmackDown, so just more of the highlights of NXT just ripping shop on SmackDown. It was awesome. Watching those highlights again just makes me even happier again because it was just too good.
So good.
It was too damn good.
Beautiful.
But it did start off though with King Corbin, and he comes in and he talks about Survivor Series being Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, and how this is the first time this has ever been done. Tons of NXT chants, understandably, because everyone gets excited. Okay, just gonna put this out here. after watching Dynamite last week,
Yes.
where we then saw this incredible promo from Cody.
Yeah.
Heartfelt promo. Beautiful promo.
Yeah.
A passionate promo.
Undesirable to unfreaking deniable.
Unfucking deniable. We get King Corbin cutting a promo about Roman Reigns' testicles and how he's no longer the big dog, how he is more of the small chihuahua with the tiny balls.
And the stupid video of the dog logo barking like a chihuahua, and then Corbin yapping like a chihuahua, and then talking more about Roman Reigns' balls, and I almost shut it off and said, Ryan, I'm not doing this today.
It was very tough because I was watching because we weren't like I started watching the wrestling on Saturday, and then because we were going, my wife and my son we're going to go out and do some shopping, and then I started watching the side. I'm like, let's go shopping now.
Yeah.
It was just not very good. Like the start of it just sucked so hard. It was instantly made me go, what else can I do with my time?
First is like, yeah, look at all these accomplishments you have, Roman Reigns. Like, you're the locker room leader, and you beat leukemia, and you've been a champion X amount of times, and blah, blah, blah. But you got no balls, and you sound like a chihuahua. Shut up.
And they're like, why don't you come out here, Roman? Come and fight me. Roman
you can't. You're too busy, like, granting Starlight kids their wishes. Like, yeah, of course he is, because he's a good human being.
Because no one wants fucking Baron Corbin to come and be your Starlight. I would, because that'd be funny.
Yeah.
My goal with this show in general. Hey, buddy, can you be careful where you lay? You might bump the power button. You have known to do that in the past. Thanks, bud. Yeah, because my goal is obviously to get a bunch of superstars to be able to give us an intro at the start of the show. I want there to be like 45 minutes of superstars, and then maybe us. Maybe. Or at least have like some SmackDown ones and then some Raw ones and just kind of split amongst each other. So like, give me Baron Corbin. I'll take it. Yeah. I got no complaints about that. But yeah, so they finish up there, calls it Roman Reigns, as we said, discusses that will be the main event for the night.
Yes.
And they go, I'm like, that's the main event?
Yep.
Okay. Then we get the New Day dancing around backstage when they're stopped by Kayla. She mentioned that they're having a title match against the Revival, but before that, they have a message for Woods, who, as we know, is still... Sorry, go ahead.
Go on. No, I was going to say he's still out. And Big E just turns around and goes, don't drop the soap. And Kofi's like, bro, he's not in prison. He's just injured. He's like, he didn't do that thing?
Yeah, so Woods is still out with his torn calf muscle, or torn Achilles, whatever it was. He's jacked something in his leg. I forget which one it was off the top of my head.
Successful surgery.
Yeah, successful went well, but he is 100% out, and he'll be out for months. And commentary does confirm that as well. So they then talk about the Revival and how they're pretty great, but they claim that they took out Woods.
Yeah,
which Kofi
Revival claim it was their fault because they he was running away from them and they did that. So,
but no, he's like just snapped.
Yeah,
and they discussed that the New Day need the 7th because how else will they catch up to the Charlotte Flair? Says Big E, and they're all wearing black armbands for Xavier Woods as if he's dead. Nope.
I know.
Just hurt.
It's tragic.
Then there was the New Day versus the Revival. What you can run down this one for me, Jem?
Look, it was a good match. Like I was sort of setting everything up, so I didn't catch most of it. But for the most part, it was a really good match. There was this really good part where Dash Wilder was like faking this knee injury, and I was fully convinced he was injured. And they cut to an ad break, and they come back, and he's like beating the shit out of it, Kofi, and I was like, what? And like, yeah, he was playing chicken during the ad break, and I was like,
yeah,
convincing.
That's right. Yeah, they're just selling the ad time. But then it did end well with Kofi getting a Trouble in Paradise with an assist from E for the win. As we discussed in our interview with Kofi Kingston.
We put that out into the world, and a month later, Kofi Kingston.
The New Day are once again your SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That makes them the 7-time Tag Team Champions.
You are welcome.
Just saying,
Kofi
you
are welcome.
Hey, Kof,
We put that out
sorry,
there.
we call you Kof now. That's cool. I'm glad we helped. You know, we put it out there. We put the suggestions out there. Now all you gotta do is get on 2K21 and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, buddy.
We got you. Next, you'll have the SmackDown Women's Championship.
So he's now discovered my mouse and how it's got colours on it. It is purple. All right, let's keep moving. Then we get Roman Reigns backstage, and he's getting the lowdown on what Corbin said from Shorty G. Nope, from Chad Gable. We then get
Shorty G.
No,
Shorty G.
Can't do it. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Then Daniel Bryan's backstage. Sami Zayn comes up to him and has a chat with him and claims that if Bryan had taken up his offer last week to join the likes of Sami and Shinsuke Nakamura and their little artist group, their little poetry slam group, whatever the art crap I want to talk about.
Poetry Slammy Zayn.
that he would have beaten Cole. Like as Sammy's saying, look, if I was there, I would have got you that win. I would have helped make that happen. I wouldn't
let you lose. He's like, look at Shinsuke right now. He's on top of the world with a championship. He did that because of me. Look at Cesaro. He was in the championship picture because of me. These guys are in a tag match tonight. You should come out and watch them like absolutely whoop ass and see why you should be one of us. He mentions they'll be facing Shorty G and Ali.
Ugh.
It works. Shorty G, Ali. I like it. So yeah, this brings us into our next match, which is Heavy Machinery. And as they're getting ready, they get attacked by a bunch of random people. And I was like, who the hell is this? And then Corey Graves goes, it's Imperium from NXT UK. And I was like, why is NXT UK? Wait, they're in UK.
Yeah. Well, it was great because when they announced that they were in UK, I was like, oh, I wonder if NXT will get involved in SmackDown this week. That'd be really cool. I don't know I don't know who they would get involved, but then I completely forgot about Imperium because once I saw Alexander Wolf, I was like, that's a weird looking dude. That looks just like that's Alexander Wolf. All right, and then Walter comes up. There's Walter. All right, very much. Okay, cool. NXT UK here. No worries about that at all.
It took me a couple of seconds. I was like, why is NXT Oh yeah. I've had a long day. My head hurts. It took me a minute, okay?
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
That's all right.
But they do... Go on.
There you go.
I was going to say, they do get... the Heavy Machinery do get rescued. They have Ali, The New Day, Apollo Crews, and Shorty G come out to help them.
Yeah, thankfully SmackDown are prepped at the moment. They're aware of what's going on. They understand that they're going to get jacked at any chance they can.
Yeah.
So thankfully they were ready to go and just ran straight out there.
Shut it straight down very quickly. So yeah, next we get Kayla Braxton. She's backstage with Bayley and Sasha Banks. And she's like, last week during your match against Nikki Cross, and Bayley's like, who I absolutely decimated. And Kayla's like, yeah, with the help of Sasha Banks. Afterwards you got attacked by Shayna. Do you think this is foreshadowing of what's going to happen at Survivor Series? And Bayley's like, no. She's like, she's just trying to be relevant. Like, what made NXT relevant? We did. We made them relevant, and she just has to live in our shadows. And then she's like, Shayna and Becky had their little thing last week, and they said they're just going to keep an eye on me. Like, yeah, they bloody well better, because I'm going to beat them both. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, Bayley. Not convinced. Not at all convinced.
Yeah, look, it was fun with me. Like, I do understand, as part of the Horsewomen, like Sasha and Bayley do have a very important role within NXT and NXT history specifically. Having not watched when they were around, I've been meaning to go back to old ass NXT actually and watch some like old takeovers and stuff. But I don't, barely have time to fucking play games now that we do like 88 wrestling podcasts a week. But yeah, so like it would be cool to see how heavily they were involved in NXT back in the day. Should be cool. Mm-hmm. So like they're not invalid here, is what I'm getting at. Like they do have they have minor, very minor, but it's there. Oh, the hiccups all of a sudden. Next up, Shinsuke. What? I can't pronounce it. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro versus Ali and Shorty G with Bryan watching from the ramp.
Yeah, so as they do their entrances, they're getting ready for the match. He just sort of strolls his way out and stands on the stage just watching.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Obviously, I'm still baffled how Cesaro can like wrestle in jeans. Like, it still baffles me. Like, how do they not split right up the seam? If I walk in jeans for 2 minutes, they split at the thighs. Like, I don't understand how he does it. But all props to you, Cesaro. But no, it was a really good match. It does end up with Shinsuke getting a big old Kinshasa thanks to Sami Zayn interrupting, which does get them the win. Obviously, Sami jumps in the ring. They start celebrating. He starts calling Daniel Bryan down, who just sort of stands there for a minute, turns his back on them and walks away.
So I'm having a child who is refusing to go get his nappy changed. So just keep going with the flow.
Yeah. So next we get a little promo of like a video of Nikki Cross. She's walking backstage towards the ring because up next it is her match against Sasha Banks. Obviously Sasha did cost her the match last week for the title. So yeah, Bayley comes out first. She's on commentary. Sasha comes out next and she has a new entrance song. And it's just the remix of her original intro just with her cousin Snoop Dogg in it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I did. That's the first thing I noticed actually, because I was kind of paying attention to this, like not like while, like I ended up watching it later in the night, obviously. So I was just kind of like, okay, cool. And then the intro changed. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Oh.
It definitely gives that bad girl feel that her and Bayley are going for. Like,
yeah, look, I understand. It's just like, Bayley has new music. Why don't I have new music? Dash in the chat says, oh boy, Sasha, sit down. Sasha needs to sit down.
Right. This is her first match back since she, I believe, did she get injured with her match against Becky Lynch? Or she's just been lazy. Who knows? But it was her first match in like a month. So that was nice to see. And then, as she does her intro, like you get a little video package from last week, that progressive match flow or whatever it is, stupid little thing. Anyway, so yeah, then Nikki Cross comes out. I mentioned this because she rolls in the PopC purple again. We love you. Thanks, baby girl.
Then, even over at Full Gear, like, a lot of PopC Purple, shout out to everybody, who just happens to download this show and listen to it and then pick their ring attire accordingly.
You're welcome.
Please don't confirm what I just said with the actual numbers of the show because it would make me look really bad. But someone is telling them to dress in purple and I appreciate it.
I love it. So, yeah, apparently they mentioned on commentary that Bayley has been blowing off Corey Graves. Apparently she was super short with him during his podcast, and
as I said, like I listened to that show and I hated it. I really hated her involvement in it. It just no. Yeah,
like I said, I'm not at all convinced by Bayley in this situation. Every word she said was like a dagger through the head. Like I was just like, oh, stop talking. Which happened pretty quickly because match gets going. Bayley's sooking because the crowd is singing "Hey Bayley." She's like, "Get them to shut up!" Like, yeah, because Graves is gonna do anything, Bayley. Nikki Cross does throw Sasha Banks out of the ring, and gets out herself and ends up just hammering into Bayley. She grabs Bayley's headphones from the ringside. She starts yelling incoherently into the microphone. I think she said something about like Manchester. I heard the words Manchester. She jumped up on like a barrier.
For context, Manchester is where Nikki debuted in SmackDown last year.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, they were going off chops for her. They absolutely loved it. Then Nikki gets back down and she's sort of getting Sasha in the ring, and then she goes to get in the ring in herself, and Sasha interrupts the ref while Bayley sort of gets her hands dirty and pulls Nikki off the apron.
Dash adds they both need to sit down and face the wall. They are in a permanent timeout.
I could not agree more. Mm-hmm. Both of them just need to sit down and shut up. Bayley sort of sits back down and then she's complaining about the headphones being dirty and sweaty and gross and whatever. I don't know. I just didn't really pay attention. The win did go to Sasha Banks.
After the bank statement, yeah.
Yeah, after all the interruptions from Bayley, she did end up getting a vicious bank statement, which Nikki did tap to. And then Bayley jumps in the ring after the match and starts laying into Nikki Cross. And then out of nowhere, again, we get Shayna Baszler just come in and absolutely belt Bayley before grabbing her title and running out through the crowd.
Yeah, and I was very happy with that. Very
Yeah,
happy
I was
with
super happy with it too, especially like Shayna's just gonna watch me. Like Shayna's like, no bitch, I'm gonna belt you.
that. Yeah, Shayna's gonna wreck him.
Do it.
Wreck him.
Shayna's taking that match out. Like my prediction, 100% Shayna.
Yeah, I think Shayna will get the win, but on Bailey. Like Becky won't be involved.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, Becky will be incapacitated.
Yeah, look, no, it was all right. I enjoyed it. I had no major issues here that I can recall. But once again, as I was kind of semi-watching this one. Just didn't really have a lot of the oomph for me.
Yeah.
Backstage once again with Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn discuss, with Zayn saying, "Man, you really should have celebrated with us, after we won." And the fact that you didn't has kind of bummed out, Shinsuke and Cesaro. Like, it's a bit of a shame. And he's like, look, bro.
He's like, I told them you needed some time, but he goes, I can see it in your eyes, mate. You don't need time. Like, just say it. You don't want to go backwards. You don't want to go back to the Yes movement and all those soul-sucking, like, fans. Like, you want to be one of us. Just let us know. And then the lights flicker. And Sammy's like, come on, man, just say it. And then the lights shut down. And then they come back red. And the Fiend is behind Daniel Bryan. And Sammy goes running. And the Fiend just takes him out.
Yeah, just claws the living shit out of Daniel Bryan. Brings him to the ground.
Vicious. Seconds. So quick.
Yeah.
And he's just screaming and laughing. And because it was so close up, it was just so unsettling for me.
Now, this kind of makes sense. Daniel Bryan was one of the first to turn against the Wyatt family back in the day. So there is 100% history here.
And tweets from Bray Wyatt did...
Yeah.
Give that away as well.
He's referred to Daniel Bryan as Judas on socials, so that's one. Like it's cool. I'm very cool to see.
The Judas in my mind. I'm a come. Sorry, just getting my fuzzy on.
Best case scenario, we're gonna get Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend for Universal Championship.
Hell freaking yes! I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm not against it at all.
I'm down for it.
Thank you, buddy.
I think that'll be the reiteration of the Yes movement.
Yeah.
I feel like if it goes ahead, I don't think Daniel Bryan will win, but I think that it'll get him to that point where he will take up.
It'll give him the turn. Yeah, it'll give him the turn.
And that'll give him the power to go further with it and possibly take the title at a later date. Potentially.
Next up, we get a video package of Crown Jewels of all the Tyson Fury versus Strowman stuff. Now, as Fury is English born, he comes out, crowd goes bonkers. He talks about how he's been flying around the world, fighting people, in their backyards. But
when he was talking about it, all I could think was making movies, writing songs, and fighting around the world.
Tyson Fury.
Don't know why. But yeah, he's like, I'm doing this. I've fought this person in this place. I fought this person in this place. I fought Braun Strowman in Saudi Arabia. And then I'm going back to the States in February to fight this guy again and finish what I started because I don't like unfinished business. And I have that with somebody else as well. And then Braun Strowman comes down. He's like, what? You got business with me? Let's settle it. And Fury's just like, hey, mate, thanks. Thanks for a sick match in Saudi Arabia. You gave me the fight of my life. Like, it was a lot of fun. Like, thanks, man. And extends a hand. Braun shakes his hand. And I was like, no.
Yeah. Like, no post punch down, nothing. Like, these guys are bros now. I was like, okay.
Total 10 events. I was like, nice.
Yeah, it's a good respect. Like, this is the...
I respect that.
A good sports match. Respect afterwards. You did it. You may not have won. The other guy has won, but it was fine. It turned out okay. They shook it off.
It was really cool.
And they talked about how that maybe if they were to fight again, they should do it as a tag team. And I was trying to think of what the combo would be. The Gypsy King, the Mountain, or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
The mighty Furious hands. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Furious Hands.
Yep. Hands of Fury.
And that's about how no one, everyone in the bat, none of them are stupid enough to take on the two of us. None of them.
Yeah. Braun's like, nobody wants to get all four of these hands. Fury's like, yeah.
Yeah, hands. Yeah.
And then
we have hands.
B2, the B team freaking come out, and I lost it at this point because the first thing that what's the guy with the short hair's name?
It's Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
So I'm pretty sure it's Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas has the longer hair.
Oh no, so it'll be Curtis Axel. He's like, hey morons, we're stupid enough to take you on. And I was just like, you big fucking idiot. Oh, it was so funny. And then like, Bo Dallas was like, that's not what he went. That came out entirely the wrong way. He's like, what he's trying to say is, we're the B team, and the B in B team stands for
Fearless.
What was it? Fearless. And he's like, and we ain't scared of them hands. And then Braun just like hands Fury the microphone. I was like, okay, what's Fury gonna say? And he doesn't say anything. Braun just smashes the B team off the apron.
And does the freight train.
And then he does and then like Fury's like freight train, and then he just runs through them. And then throws Axel in the ring, and Fury just like punches Axel out. And then he throws Dallas in the ring and power bombs Dallas. And then
having them do like the bit of a two combo, Fury getting the knockout punch and the running power slam, like it's cool. They both got their sort of their big hitter. That was awesome. I enjoyed that a lot actually. That was very cool.
It was a lot of fun. Just hey morons, we're stupid enough to fight. It's like, God, you idiot. Yes, you are.
They are indeed. Next up is a video from the new Fox WWE show Backstage from about 2 weeks ago, where Corbin has attacked Reigns. It's this little back. So it's just setting up for why this feud exists. I'm like, okay, sure. Then we get another match: Mandy and Sonya versus Carmella and Dana Brooke.
Sex and Violence versus
Money and Muscles.
Flex Appeal.
Yeah,
Money Muscles. I like that, Money Muscles.
Where the winners will then join the Sasha Banks' team at Survivor Series, be part of the 5 women representing SmackDown.
Yes.
This was supposed to happen
last week. Yeah.
Yeah, this was supposed to happen last week, but once Bianca Belair got in there and kicked the shit out of him, as did Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox.
They
finally got to have this happen again.
So yeah, this was a rad match.
I enjoyed
You
this,
don't get to see Dana Brooke wrestle enough, and like as we know, like I love Dana Brooke. I think she's super underrated. Athletic as shit, man. She's doing like backflips off the apron and stuff, and oh man, it was just so good. Like I love watching Dana Brooke wrestle. She's tough. She's athletic. She moves real good. She was a lot of fun. I absolutely loved it. Mel's titty almost popped out. That was cool.
Yeah.
So I had to. There was almost some full Mela boobie there. It was beautiful. But no, it was a really freaking good match. And Dana Brooke got the win. I was stoked. I was so ecstatic. Like, I fully popped for this. She did this beautiful senton bomb onto Sonya Deville. And then, got the 1, 2, 3. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, finally. Like, Dana Brooke. Like, finally! I was so excited.
See, I was genuinely baffled that Money and Muscles made the win here. Like it just, it's just shit. I really thought Sex and Violence were going to get the win here.
No, I absolutely love
saying that though, Dana is someone that she's a good addition to a team. Like every time you watch the Money in the Bank matches and like she's come in and had a red hot go, like. She does well. She may not win, but she goes hard. And I think she would do the same thing here as well.
Go hard. So I'm just getting my the revival on.
Yeah, so you're happy. So obviously you're happy to have them as part of the Team SmackDown.
I'm stoked. Yeah, especially with Dana Brooke. Like, she's been fighting for so long for that big ticket match, and here she is. Yeah. So stoked for her. Yeah. And she got the win. That's so sweet.
And then finally the main event of the night with Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin. They did start a video of Corbin talking smack, which is what we saw earlier in the night.
We know.
And then Roman Reigns is the first to come in. But I'll let you run this one as well.
Burn it. Roman Reigns. So Reigns comes in, Corbin comes in. Before the bell even starts, Corbin finally gives away his scepter and then just gets clotheslined over the top rope. Roman Reigns jumps out and starts belting into him. Finally throws him back in the ring so the match starts. And just absolutely decimates him until at one point, for some reason, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler coming running out. And obviously, it's Roman Reigns. He gets the upper hand initially. And then, Corbin sort of uses the distraction to capitalize. And Corey Graves is like, look, Cole, he's like, it's just like Corbin said, he's losing control of the locker room. Like, he's not the big dog anymore. And Michael Cole's like, it's 2 people, Graves. Take it easy. I was like, right?
Yeah, like in a now Lawler world, I'm suddenly more appreciative of Michael Cole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they did it. Everyone's shitting on Cole, and they're like, well, hey, Cole's not that bad. I'm like, yeah, is he? Hey, he's Jerry Lawler. I'm like,
Puppies!
he's so much better. Hey, why is Siri talking to me? Go away, Siri.
But, yeah, so sort of Rude and Ziggler do hang around for the rest of the match, sort of interfering where they can and stuff like that, which does give Corbin the win. He does manage to capitalize off those two getting involved and taking cheap shots while Corbin's distracting the referee. And Corbin does end up hitting an end of days on Roman Reigns.
Not how I thought it was going to go, and I'm happy for that.
Neither.
I'm happy for that.
Neither. And, you know, yeah, I'm thinking the same thing too. I was like, good. Like, it's about time Roman Reigns took a big L. You know, it just shows, like, you know, obviously King Corbin, like, earlier in the night was like, oh, do you know what it takes to be a king? And, you know, how, like, you know, how much that is and all that sort of stuff. And it just goes to show that he is clearly sort of getting some leeway there as King Corbin. Like, he's clearly influencing somebody.
Well, even just to get the main event shot under the power of being the king, like, that says something.
And being in the UK, obviously chalking up the royalty thing as well. Like,
yeah, because if anyone understands royalness, it's the UK.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, yeah, that was that.
But yeah, that does bring us to the end of SmackDown this week. How would you rate it, Jem?
Look, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't the greatest. Overall, it was
fine.
It was fine. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Like, it wasn't lackluster. Like, I mean, you know, I got the huge pop off Dana Brooke and all that sort of stuff, and like seeing the NXT people invade very subtly was super cool as well. I think I'd probably call it right down the line and give it a curve.
Yeah, I'm a similar boat as well. Nothing really won me over here. Obviously, 7-time New Day is good.
Yeah, that was awesome
and it's very cool to have that happen internationally as well. And like not on pay-per-view, which is rad.
Yeah.
That decision, like having that makes sense because when you've got Viking Raiders who are sort of these tweeners right now, then you've got the Undisputed Era who are very clearly heels. To have a face team in there as well makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Because otherwise it would just be a bunch of heels and it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So I for that reason, I don't know. I sort of know who would win Survivor Series, but yeah. But yeah, so yeah.
My prediction, I'm calling the Viking Raiders.
Raiders, yeah, I'd like to see Raiders take to it. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I reckon they will, just because they're the more powerful of the tag teams.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But let us know what you thought of this week's episode of SmackDown. Comments below, Facebook, Twitter, all those places. Now, as normal, we do not have a dirt sheet on our SmackDown in review because not a lot happens over the weekends. Really, most of the dirty information comes through the week. So when we do our Raw show for you guys, comes out Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday. I forget what day we do it. Yeah,
Thursday.
Wednesday night comes out Thursday morning. The Thursday morning when you do get your Raw in review from us, you will get your updated dirt sheet with everything that's happened in the past week as I punch the microphone for some reason.
Take that.
Oh.
It's getting fighty.
Yeah. That should be very, very cool. But, yeah, we'll wrap this bad boy up. Let everyone get on to it. Do what you got to do for the rest of your night. This SmackDown in review happened on a Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify. If you are listening to us on a podcast service, why don't give us like a star rating and a written review of your choice? We would appreciate it.
Thank you.
Get the show ranking for the players ranked last week. Can you do the same for Young and the Wrestlers? Let's check it out and see whether you can. Or you can also watch on the YouTubes at 9 a.m. on the same day. If you want to join the wrestling conversation, head over to facebook.com/group/thepopcultures, Discord, Twitter. All those links are in the down below area. If you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to head over to popcultures.com. Head over to patreon.com/popcultures. Support us at any dollar value. We can, watch the show. I've lost myself completely. Where was I going? Pay money if you want. You watch the show, record the show live.
Any dollar value.
Any dollar value, and you get this show, SmackDown, pay-per-views, and for the players. If you want to support us in a more one-stop fashion, then head to popculture.com/shopping, buy shirts and other sort of shit with our logos on it. As I said, the store is pretty much on sale from now until the end of December. So just go in there, grab a shirt if you haven't already. If you do pick up something, let us know. We would certainly share that shit across our social medias. Very happy to people that want to buy our stuff. That's very awesome. And we are also on Twitch, twitch.tv/thepopculturist. That's every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
But until we chat about Raw, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'm Jem.
See you then.
Bye.
The Young and the Restless, the Pop Culturist WWE podcast, is fan support over at Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturist. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders: Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers: AJ Abatomi, Damian Holdies, Kyle Dunn, Lee Wintershoven, Nathan Massetti, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.